This is the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox Activ. Is it the perfect compact crossover for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Chevy Land in Shreveport, Louisiana for today's video. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Let's get to it. The exterior color is called Reef Blue Metallic. It really pops here in the Louisiana sunshine, and the interior is called Maple Sugar. We're going to have our LED lighting. It will have the projector beam style headlights right here, but you'll notice some of the design elements, the Chevrolet logo right here on the top, and then we'll have a little bit of a design down here in the bottom. Just some interesting little trim accents that help things out. I do like the color combination of what we have here on the front end. Everything will be LED daytime running lights. Going with those LED headlights, work our way across here. We're going to have not only the Chevrolet logo, but you'll see right underneath, you can have your front camera. So that forward-facing camera is going to be here on the active trim level. And we'll work our way around. Something that's really nice here for those of you that need it, this model is going to come with all-wheel drive. That's standard here. And we're going to have the 17-inch wheels. What do you think about the design of the wheels for those that don't like a gloss black wheel? This still has a nice sporty look to it, kind of a rugged look to it, but it's not gloss black. That's actually going to hold up better for you if you're out somewhere where you could get scratched on a trail. Yeah, it can do a little bit of minor off-roading, nothing major, but that's the situation. We're going to have our manually folding side view mirrors, but they are going to be heated, power adjustable, and right here is your blind spot monitor. I'm going to show you that real fast. And let me get that out of the way here, or back in place. Now, here is your remote. You're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You're also going to be able to open and close your power tailgate, and you have the panic button there. Now, this button right here, what we're going to do with that is pull that out. There is the key. Now, what do you need that for? In the event that you happen to come, the battery dies on the remote or even on the vehicle, and you can't get in, you're going to have to come right here, and you can use the lock right there to open the vehicle. That's not going to be a problem. All you have to do is slide that off of there. It's a little tricky to do that. Also going to have your passive entry button right here. That's a good thing on the front door. Only on the front door. I do wish that that came standard on the rear door. If it's going to be on the front, it should also be on the rear, in my opinion. We're going to have up top the roof rails. The crossbars are already here, so if you need a little bit of extra space to tie something down to haul it around that wouldn't fit in the back, well, you're going to be able to do that. We'll work our way around here to the LED taillights to finish things off. It does have a nice clean look to it. I like our black logos here. Black, gloss black finish as far as that goes with the Equinox and the all-wheel drive logo right there. And your Activ logo is going to be here as well. Now, one thing that you won't have is going to be the exhaust outlets right here. I know a lot of people like to see that. Some people tell me that's a big deal to them. Tell me what you think. Let's talk about what's under the hood. It is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, 175 horsepower and 203 pounds-feet of torque. Good news, it's not mated to a CVT, it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, top speed about 120 miles per hour, which is governed. Can't imagine there's too much more speed left in it. And your 0 to 60 is going to come in about 9 seconds flat. Now let's work our way over here to the window sticker. There's a couple of very important things I want to show you. First of all, the MPGs. 25 city, 29 highway, 26 combined, and 3.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now, one more thing I want to show you here on the window sticker. I'm going to have my cameraman come in here and give you a little bit of a view of the price, because I know people are going to say that's not really the price, but just so you can see, there is the price on the window sticker. Your gas tank size is going to be 14.9 gallons. We'll give you a quick look at your capless fuel fill. On a single tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 360 miles in the city and about 430 miles out on the highway. Your towing capacity is 1,500 pounds, and you might wonder why I'm standing away from the Equinox. You have the Auto Sense tailgate. Let's see if I can get this to work for me where I come stand here. Hear all those beeps? I'm not touching anything. Watch what's going to happen. It's going to automatically open without me actually having to do anything. That's the beauty of the Auto Sense tailgate. Now we'll take a quick look here under the floor. You're going to see everything that you have here as far as your space goes. There is a good bit of space in here. You can lower these seats down just like this. Let's see if I can do this. Hopefully they'll go all the way down for me on both sides. Let me get over here and do this one real quick, just making sure things are here so we can show you what's going on. There we go. Seats are lowered. How about your cargo capacity? We're looking at 30 cubic feet up to 63.5 cubic feet with your total space. And let's see, we've got a little bit of lighting here, a 12-volt power outlet to power whatever you need to back here, lighting on each side. And before we get into the interior, we'll show you the panoramic sunroof up there with the shade drawn forward. In an SUV like this, you might not expect to have a panoramic sunroof, but there it is. One more important detail about the cargo area back here is what's underneath the floor right here. In case you're wondering, yes, there is a spare tire. Before we talk about the back seat, here is the panoramic sunroof with the shade open. Now you can open and close this front portion if you want to, or you can bring the shade all the way back up to conceal everything away. Surprisingly, there's a decent amount of room back here for a compact crossover. The armrest has plenty of room. I do wish that this area was completely flat right here because it kind of cuts me off just a little bit. My arm doesn't fit on there as perfectly as I want, but it does a good job. It is comfortable, a little bit of padding built in. We'll show you the door bin on the other door right there just so you can see the size that is there. And as we move our way back in, we're going to show the rear seat pockets. You're going to have one on the driver and passenger seats, and then heated seats with 3 different stages of heat. For the outboard seats, we'll also find our air conditioning vents right there and a couple of USB ports way down here. Kind of hard to see, but there they are. And one more thing that I want to show you real quick, going to be your fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. And for those who are skipping around in the video and you didn't see when I showed the window sticker earlier and actually showed the price, it's $41,235. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to have our sunglass holder right here. Got my sunglasses sitting in there at the moment. And then we're going to have our controls for the sunroof right here. There's how I open the shade, and then you can see everything else as far as that goes. You're going to have OnStar right there. There's SOS. You've got the button right here for your hazard lights. And as we work our way down, you have the digital rear view mirror, the rear view camera mirror, and the button right here, there's a button here, and then there's a couple more right here. Here's what happens. I can adjust things with this. So the first thing is we can adjust the brightness. So if it's too bright for you or not bright enough, you can adjust that. Then we push that button again, and we can zoom in or zoom out, depending on what angle you want. And then we can also change the actual angle itself, just like this, and then you push that button and you're good to go. And obviously you can use that as a conventional rear view mirror if you want to. Now we'll work our way down and show you the glove box, just to show you what all is here. A little bit of space in there. And as far as the overall aesthetics of the vehicle, it really looks nice with the way this interior is designed. I like the color combination here. I like the way the trim pieces work. Even the design of the air conditioning vents, it just doesn't look typical, but it looks nice. It doesn't look gaudy. That works for me. The passenger side door is going to have a little bit more space, not only with the armrest, but also with the door bin. So if you want that extra space, you better call shotgun or hop into the driver's seat and grab the remote. Let me grab the camera myself. We're going to show you what's over here on the driver's side. Now, even at this price point of a little over $41,000, when you have seat memory on the driver's side, I think you should have it on the left. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. And we're going to have our power adjustable side view mirrors. There's your controls for that. Now, you have one touch down and one touch up on the driver's window only. The other windows, all 3, will be one touch down, but you'll have to hold the button up like that to get the windows back up. Now we have a few different things to talk about right here. There's your power parking brake. If you're looking for auto hold, it's right here as far as the brake staying engaged when you come to a complete stop until you touch the gas pedal again. And if you want to turn the auto stop start off or on, you can do it right there. And here is the release for the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. A lot going on here as far as the steering wheel goes. We have our adaptive cruise control settings right here. We have the heated steering wheel, if you want to take advantage of that. Voice commands, you can adjust what you're listening to here. Volume, all that stuff can be adjusted. You can also adjust things such as volume on the right-hand side of the back of the steering wheel. Let me see if I can give you a quick look at that. It's going to be right there, right below the shifter paddle. So you got your shifter paddles to also work your way back and forth through the 8-speed automatic transmission. On the left-hand side, you can also adjust what you're listening to. Now, as far as your front and rear window wipers, they're controlled here. This is the button for running your windshield washer fluid if you need to do that. And that complicated device that really keeps a lot of people confused on what it does, push that up like that, your right side turn signals will come on. If you push it down, the left side turn signals will come on, and it lets people know what you're doing when you're driving down the road. The shifter is over here on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. You pull back on that, it will go into neutral. You got to keep it pulled back like this to go into drive or to go into reverse. And then to go back into park, we push the button right there. Now, one more thing on the steering wheel. This button right here, you can adjust what you see on the driver's display. So depending on what you want to see, you can have your navigation up there. You have a couple of different views depending on what your desires are. One question that I know a lot of people have asked in the past is, can you get rid of what you have over here on the right-hand side with the audio details? No, you can't. You can adjust what's there, but you can't actually change or get rid of that and put something else up there, just so you know what's going on. Now, we'll make our way to the center screen. Here is the knob for adjusting the volume and turning the radio on and off. I like that everything here is tilted just a bit, angled towards the driver. That's going to make things a little bit easier as far as the driver focus goes. Now, you can't change what's on the right-hand side of the driver's display, but you can change what's on the left. And here's how you do that. So we're going to go right here to gauges. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want your transmission fluid temperature on the driver's display, right there, you hit add to driver's display, and now you can see it's going to be right over here on the left-hand side. And we can get rid of that just as easily by coming right back to this same screen and remove from display. And then we come back out of that. Everything you see here can be added to the driver's display as far as the gauges go. You can see some of the other features and details depending on what you might want to know. You've got your tire pressure right there. We can see that. Quite a few different things as far as different features and functionality of what's going on with the vehicle. I'm not going to cover everything in great detail, but just to show you a little bit of what's here. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As you can see, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone. And the cameras, they're everywhere. You can see basically everything. You've got that overhead view. The front view is right here. This is the rear view. You've got your overhead view like this. Two different views. We're also going to have that side view mirror view right here. It just depends on what it is you want to see. And if you want to have it take up more of the screen, this is what you do to make that happen. Or if you want to come back like this and have that 360-degree view on the left-hand side, we'll do that right there. Now, you'll have Google Assistant where you can say, hey, you know who, and ask practically endless questions. You've got everything here for climate, although it's not dedicated to the screen only. There are physical controls for adjusting the climate, so you don't have to worry about that. Just to show you what's here. And then we have our second page right here with audio, maps, phone. You can see what all is here. Now, when we go into controls, here's what you're going to have. You can turn your dome light on right there if you want to, and you can see everything else is here as far as your adjustments go. You can turn your front fog lights on right there. We didn't talk about that earlier in the video, but they are here. And you also have your auto high beams you can turn on and off right here if you want to. You also have additional controls if you want to take advantage of those. I do want to go back here and show you one thing that a lot of people ask about. We're going to go into settings and then into vehicle. Now, you're going to have your audio settings here. If you want to adjust anything where that is concerned, we can come in here and change the sound quality. Just depends on what your personal preferences are where that is concerned, so you can see that. Now, I do recommend using your seat belt, but if you're just driving around in a parking lot changing places, you can turn off buckle to drive if you want to, just like that. Got a few different things here that you can change, but the first thing I want to do is come right here to comfort and convenience. Now, to adjust the opening of your power lift gate back there, your power tailgate. You can come here to maximum, you can set it to custom and then set it yourself, or you can just turn that to off. If it's not opening, you want to make sure that this is set to one of those two settings. Also, how about your hands-free exterior storage? Make sure that is set to open only so that you can do what I showed you earlier in the video where I talked about or showed that you can go and stand there and it will open. Now, your safety features, you can change your alert type. You've got forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking. We're gonna have adaptive cruise go notifier, side bicyclist alert. We're gonna have lane change alert, park assist with braking, rear cross traffic braking, and rear pedestrian alert. There's a lot going on here, just so you know. Now, there's your air conditioning vents, more of a conventional look than what we have on the outside of the dash area, but it works. And here are your physical controls for your dual zone climate control here in the front. You're going to have heated seats for the driver and the passenger and ventilated seats. We don't need that today, but there it is. And then we'll work our way down here. You've got a little bit of storage space in the front area of the center console, and I don't know how easily we can show it to you. You actually have a pass-through underneath right down here in this area, so a little bit of extra space, actually a reasonable amount of extra space. Wireless charging pad will be right here, and this is your drive mode selector. We're going to go up to the center screen right here and go through the driving modes just so you can see what all is here. So we're going to have normal. We'll go to off-road, and you can see the graphics that go with that. We're going to have snow and ice, and then it goes back to normal. So if you're curious, there are your driving modes. Now be careful what you touch here because it has a piano black finish. It looks nice, but it does tend to fingerprint up quite easily. We've got our cup holders right here. The center console lid doubles as an armrest if you want to use it for that. And then when we open the center console up, don't worry, there's more space in there than that. That's just a little removable tray. And you can see when I put my hand down in there, it's actually fairly deep for the size of this SUV. Okay, here we go on the test drive with the Equinox. It has a nice, comfortable ride quality for being a little bit of a shorter wheelbase SUV. Oftentimes when you have that, you will find out that the ride quality is a little bit more choppy, but in this case, it seems to handle the bumps quite well. The driver and passenger seats here in the front are good. How's the back seat?
Wonderful.
Okay, that's good to know. Normally I don't have that opportunity to tell you what's going on back there, but my cameraman's riding in the back so we can tell you what's going on back there. Now with 175 horsepower, obviously you're not going to set the world on fire or go down and blow anyone's doors off at your local drag strip, but it's going to get down the road okay. People who buy an Equinox like this are not worried about neck-breaking performance coming from under the hood. So it gets the job done. Yeah, 9 seconds flat, maybe a little bit quicker on your 0 to 60 isn't the greatest, but it's okay. For the way a lot of people drive, I don't think it's going to matter because they're so slow to get there anyway. Okay, that's just a jab at our local drivers because I know the rest of you around the country don't drive 40 miles an hour when merging onto the interstate. But you probably drive behind the people that do. As far as the interior comfort goes, plenty of room. I like that, plenty of headspace. There's actually a lot of room left. I had the seat sitting pretty low. I'm 5'10" and I have a lot of room left to adjust things. So somebody who's over 6 feet tall is going to easily be able to adjust the driver's seat and the steering wheel where they'll be nice and comfortable. Somebody who's maybe 5 feet tall or a little under, somewhere in between, whatever. Everybody should be just fine. I get that question quite often, so I try to address that. As far as the gas pedal and the brake pedal, very easy to adjust to. They're very responsive. That works out just fine. And the technology here is super easy to learn and use. That's something that I know a lot of people are still driving vehicles that maybe don't have the touch screen and all of the different things that you have here as far as this technology goes. It's not difficult to learn here with this Equinox. Chevrolet doing a great job with everything as far as that goes. But you can leave the cameras on if you want to. That's one thing that I know a lot of people have asked me about in the past is, can you leave that on when you're driving? Well, as you can see right here, the cameras are on, and you can do that with any view you want to, and they won't go off. Now, this isn't the case with every generation of the Equinox, but In this case, with the last couple of years, that is an available feature that you can use if you want to. And there it is, the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox Activ. Is it the perfect compact crossover for you? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'm curious to receive your feedback. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Chevy Land for loaning us this Equinox for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to us. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.